Hi everyone, it's November 13th, 2025. Um, we like to cash in with people at certain junctures. Some of us can't hide our expectations from other people, and some of us are more courteous. It is the way that you deal with receiving from another person that will tell you a lot about yourself. If you are patient when there's nothing expected from the other person that you are dealing with, that's the normal mode. But the second that you know or feel that you are owed something from this person and they are willing to give it, or they may not be willing to give it, you have to look at yourself and see how you start treating them, how you start interacting with them. And I'm not saying that because you are impatient with expecting to receive something from this person that you are selfish, but selfish tendencies are often overlooked, and they are often this view of yourself is often pushed aside because you are too concerned about getting, about receiving. And of course, this behavior needs to change eventually, but you have to come to terms with looking at yourself in this kind of light. You have to be mature enough to understand why pushing someone when they have something for you may not be the best way to behave and interact with your fellow peers. And so when you learn this and you understand this about yourself, that develops the way you treat your closer associates, your closer family, and even yourself. So that gets me to thinking about the point in time when you can't trick yourself anymore. Now, when you come to this point and you can't fool yourself anymore, you can't look the other way without noticing that you're looking away from something important. When you can't fool yourself anymore, it is a stark atmosphere. It is a stark state of being. You may see myriad of things that you have done in the past, about all the lies you've told yourself in the past, about all the opportunities you passed up because you chose to skew how you were viewing you in your life and your relationship to your life. And it may become overwhelming, as I said, at first. And that's one facet of being. Being overwhelmed is a tool that is often used for your defeat. If you can withstand the stress of an oncoming mountain or avalanche of stress-inducing proponents of life, of realizations that are heavy on you, if you could withstand this overwhelming oncoming deluge of accusations against yourself, that is a skill and that is an attribute that's going to get you a lot further, because to become initially overwhelmed is how you are weakened and often used as a puppet from that point on. But if you can see truth, even though you're through your own faults, you will become more dynamic and more of a powerhouse in your own life. So once you see that you cannot trick yourself anymore, and once you see the truth of what you've been doing to yourself and doing to your life and doing to others, this is a point of freedom. This is a point where you have the explicit option to create change in your life. You have a clear choice of going on and being more effective, going on and being more useful to yourself and to others that you care about. And so, secondly, what happens when you can't trick yourself anymore is you may become mired in a static state, a state of no movement. And this is the companionship to overwhelm. When you are stuck and you have no options and you're in an ocean where you know you need to get to the other side, but there's no inspiration, there's no investments to be made. There's no enterprises to pick up. This is going to get you to kind of get you worn down to just drowning or retreating and going back to your old self. But at this point, there is no going back because you can't trick yourself anymore, as I said before. So in this state, this is where you wouldn't think it's so, but this is where you start to create. You start to create your own options. You start to create your own endeavors. And then after a while, you see you've created a whole new, I guess you would say a whole new dynamic of your life where you are driving yourself. You are self-driven. You're spiritually self-employed. You are generating income and spiritual attributes to yourself by going on and floating on the sea of truth towards a destination that you may not see yet, but it's, you're driving towards somewhere because you are operating off of truth, off of honor, and off of an eagerness to excel and get away from the past that you may have squandered. And so thirdly, when you cannot trick yourself anymore, lots of people may not come to this point, but you will see the benefit of making an effort to be explicitly, always, continuously honest. If you are starting to get averse to telling lies, even small lies, you're starting to know the way of God, the way of following God. Because when you speak truth, even though the repercussions may not be favorable to you or to the person you care for, when you continuously and habitually speak truth and exude truth and give truth, you cannot be fooled many times. You will receive an honest answer from life many times because that's what you're giving out. And with honest answers from life, those are like gold. Those are like data that leads you to fortune in spirit and in relationships. When you give out truth and you surround yourself and swathe yourself in truth, it's a powerful state to be in. Because with truth, you are free. With truth, you are wealthy. With truth, you are a healer. So when you cannot trick yourself anymore, beware of the states that try to drag you down or try to pull the wool over your eyes, and then progress into truth and progress into a truly powerful relationship with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I hope this helps. Thanks.